Afternoon, Facebook fans. Going to answer a couple of little questions that you've been sending in over the last couple of days. Was going to do it on Ustream. Ustream seems to be shit. Don't know what's going on with that, so I'm going to do it as a little YouTube video. Okay, first question is from Dominic Hunt. He asks, would you itch my bum crack if I paid you £100? Well, Dominic, you can pop along to one of the many Rankin-owned bum crack itching emporiums that you can find in really any high street across the country. Just book yourself in, leave a £58 deposit, and I'll be there to itch your arse until your heart's content. Okie dokie. So, the next question is from James Middleton. He asks, if you could live in any period of history and take one thing with you, when, what, and why? Well, James, I'd lived last week and I would take with me a bat, so when I left the house and the charity mugger standing outside asked me to smile, I could have broken both his shins. Thanks, good question. Okay, James Bones Malone asked the next question, and he says, do you purposefully make bad music? You purposefully make bad music? Well, James, I say that's a very good question. And I would say, well, to be honest, music, good, bad, it's subjective. I don't quite know what you're getting at. Maybe you feel that my combination of sounds is not quite what you're after, or maybe you're just not a fan of dubstep. Maybe you don't like my sort of infectious amount of comedic dubstep that is, I know, not for everybody. Or maybe, you know, you're just a complete prick. I don't know, do I? I don't know you. But great question, thanks very much. The next question is from Benji BGS Bart. Great name. He says, what do you have in your DJ bag apart from the normal stuff? Well, let's have a look. Here we go. So we've got the normal stuff. We've got a toothbrush, toothpaste, pair of ladies' underwear, another pair of ladies' underwear, network rail card, and an onion. So there you have it, Benji BGS Bart. Okay, the next question is from Fabricio Quaglier. I don't know if I've pronounced that right, almost certainly not. And he asks, Mr. Rankin, my sister is looking for a husband. You are free from any love relationship? Sadly, Fabricio, I'm not in the market for a relationship until I can find somebody that loves me as much as I do. But thank you, great question. The next question is from Ishmael Ishmash Gonzato. He asks, what are your views about the public, politic and economic situation? Do you think new musicians should act more in a politic way to try and change people's minds in a better and more constructive way instead of promoting consumerism? Well, I would say yes. Great question. Richard Fixed Noise Ray asks, if music never existed, what other type of work would you do for a living? Good question. I would say I would probably go into pornography, as I hear they're always looking for fluffers. Okay, Jamie Hughes asked the next question. He says, whose coat is that jacket? And I would answer the question with a further question. Whose shoes are those trainers? Thanks very much, Jamie. The next question is by Richard Cork. He says, what is the average air velocity of an unladen European swallow? That's an easy one, Richard. It is, of course, 7. Daniel Louise Cook asks, if you could had to lose one thing, that would you lose? Your hearing or your penis? Hearing, of course. And James Tite, he says, seeing as you take the piss out of modern contemporary dance music, what is the worst thing a teenager could do / say about the music genre? I think I know what you mean, James, and I would say it pretty much seems like anyone that says they like breakbeat these days is practically denying the Holocaust, so I would say go for that. Be a breakbeat enthusiast. Next question is from Michael Chester. He says, if you could fight any person, live or dead, who would it be and why? I would fight my Year 9 geography teacher, Miss Smith, and after having beaten her to a pulp in front of the entire staff room, I would say, now who's got an attitude that's going nowhere? Who's got the attitude that's going nowhere now? Christopher Delano He says, do you think you could win a bar fight against Bulgur? Yes, I do, as I'm considerably bigger than him and would beat him into submission with my balls. Yeah. Alright. And lastly, Vlado Pajic, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, he says, Mr. Rankin, has anyone really been far as decided to use even go want to do look more like? It's a very good question, Vlado. And no, not yet, but I'm hoping someone will in time for Harvest Festival. That's all there is time for with this round of questioning. Hopefully we'll do some more soon. Keep them coming in, back of a postcard, usual address, and still until then, just, you know, stay out of trouble and stay off my lawn. Thanks.